What if the gold they were chasing was mostly for the cameras? Parker Schnabel's crew went through a punishing season 15, falling short of their target and leaving everyone wondering if the whole season had been a total flop. But when payday finally arrived, something astonishing happened. The checks the crew cashed were massive, far more money than the actual gold they recovered could possibly explain. It's a lot. And it's a lot for me to process. This is only the start of the battle for me. Yeah. And you need me to win the battle as well. I need to be your biggest supporter here. I think you'll have a good time here. I think you'll do well. So where did all that extra money come from? The answer lies in the hidden economics of the show and Parker's clever financial playbook. We're about to break down the eye-popping numbers and reveal the real reason Parker's crew always comes out ahead, even when the gold haul looks like a loss. When millions aren't enough. Season 15 was supposed to be Parker Schnabel's victory lap. The young mining prodigy from the Yukon set an absolutely wild target, 10,000 ounces of gold. Let that sink in. That's more than 600 pounds of pure gold, worth nearly $30 million at current prices. It's the kind of gold that builds legends, but as the old saying goes, the Yukon always has its own plans. Right from the start, things went wrong. The weather turned brutal. The permafrost was like concrete. And the multi-million-dollar equipment seemed to break down if you even looked at it the wrong way. Ready? Oh, yeah. It's just, man, that's pretty wild for that thing to pop like that. Yes. Yeah. Broke the eye right off the end of it. Yeah. Broke right off. Well, I can figure out how we're going to get this thing out of here. The pressure was crushing. Parker, famous for his non-stop drive, pushed his crew harder than ever. We're talking 16-hour days, 7 days a week, 4 months straight. This isn't a normal job. It's a grueling, soul-draining marathon with no end in sight. It's almost funny when you think about it. Most people complain about an 8-hour shift, but these guys are out in freezing mud for double that time, with 0 weekends off. The dream of 10,000 ounces quickly turned into a nightmare. Parker had to make a painful call. He lowered the goal to a still massive 8,000 ounces, even with the adjusted target. The struggle was brutal. Every single day felt like a fight for survival. One breakdown on a wash plant like Big Red or Sluicifer could cost tens of thousands of dollars in lost time. The crew was running on empty, physically wrecked and mentally exhausted. They were giving everything they had, but the gold just wasn't showing up in the volumes they needed. In the end, after all the blood, sweat, and frozen mud, the final weigh-in hit like a punch to the gut. They recovered 6,837 ounces. That's still a mountain of gold, worth a staggering $18.30 million. Thanks, Tony. Thanks, Tony. Yeah, it should be a busy place down here this year if we get through all that ground. Yeah, especially once you get Lucifer going, this place gets hopping. Keep up the good work. Thanks, guys. Thanks. Thanks for coming back this year, too. To most people, that would be an unbelievable success. But for a crew that had been chasing a much bigger number, it felt like defeat. For the first time in 14 straight years of mining, Parker Schnabel had set a goal and missed it. The look on their faces said everything. They were crushed. But what they didn't realize yet was that the real payday was about to turn this failure into the biggest financial win of their lives, cashing the checks from Hell's Acre. So after a season that pushed them to the absolute limit, what does a paycheck actually look like for Parker's crew? This is where things get truly shocking. Let's break it down with real numbers. An entry-level miner on Parker's team, someone just starting out, makes around $28 per hour. That already sounds pretty solid. way above average for tough blue-collar work, but here's the reality check. A typical work week under Parker is close to 75 hours long. Do the math, and that rookie is pulling in roughly $2,590 gross in a single week. Over a full 6-month mining season, that beginner can walk away with about $65,000, and that's before any bonuses even come into play. That's just the starting line. For mid-level crew members, the ones who've been around a few seasons, the rate climbs to around $34 per hour. The real money, though, goes to the veterans, the heavy equipment operators, mechanics, and foremen. These guys can earn between $80,000 and $100,000 over the course of a season, and the absolute top-tier talent, the ones who can practically smell gold, can pull in as much as $150,000 in a single season. Think about that, cramming what feels like 18 months of hard labor into just 6 months. The pay is huge, but every penny is earned. On top of that, Parker covers free housing and meals for the entire crew throughout the season. In a remote place like the Yukon, that perk alone saves each worker thousands and thousands of dollars. It's a package that turns brutal hours into serious money, and makes the exhaustion worth it. Brotherhood, bonuses, and brutal honesty. Let's be honest, you don't survive 16-hour days in freezing temperatures just for a good hourly rate. There's something deeper keeping Parker's crew coming back year after year. It starts with one brilliant strategy: Parker's performance-based bonus system. He understands human nature. To keep people working at superhuman levels, they need more than a paycheck, they need skin in the game. The more gold they pull out of the ground, the bigger the bonus check at the end of the season. It's a system that turns a job into a shared mission. Every ounce in the sluice box is literally money in their pocket, but not everyone gets the same shot at that bonus. Positions like night truck drivers or entry-level laborers don't qualify. Their work is critical, but it's not seen as directly tied to the final gold total. It creates a clear internal hierarchy. Some crew members have the chance to earn a fortune, while others are capped at their wages. Even so, Parker has built a culture of intense loyalty. He's known for being brutally honest, transparent, and fair. There are no secrets, no hidden agendas. If you're unhappy, the door is always open, but if you stay, he takes care of you. For me, it's just like not running out of money, 'cause time costs money, right? And I don't know that this is the right thing, but I know what we were doing was wrong. This is where his real genius shows. The unspoken perks, providing free housing and meals for an entire crew in one of the most remote and brutal places on Earth, is a logistical nightmare, and it all comes straight out of Parker's pocket. But it's not just about saving money. It's about building a family. When you live, eat, and breathe mud together for 6 months straight, you form bonds stronger than any contract. That sense of brotherhood, forged in frozen dirt, is what keeps morale alive when machines break, weather turns, and gold disappears. It's the glue that holds everything together. That's why so many of these guys have stayed loyal for years. The paycheck gets them in the door, but the mutual respect and camaraderie are what make them stay. But even those huge salaries are just the beginning, the secret TV paycheck that dwarfs the gold. Here's the secret that changes everything: the gold they dig out of the ground is only one part of their income. The real money machine is the television show itself. Gold Rush, being on one of Discovery Channel's biggest hits, comes with a paycheck that makes their mining salaries look small. This is the ultimate factor most viewers never even consider. Let's run the numbers. They're jaw-dropping. For the top bosses, Parker Schnabel, Tony Beats, Rick Ness, the estimated payout per episode is between $25,000 and $30,000. A typical season of Gold Rush has about 20 episodes. Do the math. Parker can easily clear over $500,000 per season just for appearing on camera. But it's not only the bosses who cash in big. Supporting cast members, the familiar faces running equipment and weighing gold, can earn around $10,000 per episode they appear in. $152.3, worth over $380,000, but falling short of what Parker wanted. Over a full season, a key crew member's television earnings alone can land between $200,000 and $600,000, on top of their already generous mining salary. That's almost unbelievable money. Of course, not everyone gets the same deal. Veteran cast members who've been on the show for years, like Parker, command the biggest rates. Newcomers have to prove themselves before they can negotiate those higher numbers. That's just how the entertainment business works. This secret income stream completely reframes the entire show. The pressure to find gold is still very real, because it drives the drama and the story, but the financial safety net from the TV contract is massive. It explains why they can take enormous risks, like Parker's $15 million Dominion Creek purchase. They aren't just betting on the gold in the ground. They're betting on the drama that comes from chasing it, and for the network, that drama is worth its weight in gold. But what about Parker's personal fortune from all of this? More than a miner, the CEO of gold. It's almost hard to believe when you step back and look at Parker Schnabel's trajectory. He wasn't just the grandson of a legend, he was a teenager who took a family legacy and turned it into a gold-plated empire. But when did he really become the mining powerhouse we know today? You have to go back to season 9, the year he didn't just meet expectations, he obliterated them. Can you imagine pulling over 7,400 ounces of gold from the ground? That haul wasn't just a record, it was worth more than $8 million. Our season total cause our gold 7,000. 427.25 ounces. From that moment forward, Parker Schnabel refused to look back, but was it a fluke? A once-in-a-lifetime season, the very next year, his operation topped the $10 million mark. Even more telling, when the entire world shut down during the global pandemic, Parker's crew didn't just survive, they thrived. They brought in a staggering 7,500 ounces, translating to roughly $14 million in revenue. The numbers are insane, but they lead to the real question: with all that gold coming out of the ground, how much does Parker personally take home? Estimates put his earnings from the mining operation alone between a very healthy $600,000 and $1 million per season. But if you think that's the full picture, you're only seeing half the story. What about his massive television salary? Add that in, plus a whole portfolio of sponsorships, merchandise sales, TV royalties, and paid appearances, and the total becomes staggering. All told, Parker Schnabel's net worth is estimated to be well over $10 million, a fortune he built before he even turned 30. Now you might be wondering, is this even real? Does a crew really get paid that much? Can a young guy like Parker really run a multi-million-dollar operation and walk away a millionaire year after year? It's easy to look at the big numbers and think it's all easy money. But if we stop there, we miss the single most important truth: every cent is on the line. The fuel, the million-dollar machines, the constant repairs, the land leases, the huge payroll, it all comes out of Parker's pocket first. That if they have a truly catastrophic season, the crew still gets paid. It's Parker's neck on the block. That loyalty you see isn't just about money. It's deep respect for the man who bets everything every single year, and somehow, consistently, finds a way to win. It's a high-stakes gamble where the rewards are just as massive as the risks. So the crew walks away rich even in a bad season. But does knowing about the huge TV paychecks change how you see their struggle for gold? Like and subscribe for more breakdowns like this. Thanks for watching.